All right. Hey, everybody. Adam and Mike with Just the Tips coming to you with episode 28.
Yep. And we got a little bit of a gloomy day here, so we're going to shoot podcast underneath the overhang here and just kind of go over a couple things you want to talk about first.
Yeah, we've been on a heck of a run, but we got a little wacky weather out here. So we're kind of waiting out the storm that's coming through right now. So just kind of thinking about back to the week that was. I mean, we shot our Hertigan podcast that comes out today. I thought that was awesome.
We were at Woodstock that day. That was Monday.
Yep.
And what'd you shoot that day?
So last weekend I went 75-76. We played Monday at Woodstock. I shot 75 by accident because I was 4 over after 3 holes, and then shooting 75.
You had that struggle on the second hole.
Yeah.
I ended up shooting 81 that day. In that video, I said 80, but it was an 81, a miscalculation.
I think it'll be okay. I don't think anybody will hold that one stroke against you. So I got a last-minute text message to represent the Wiltwyck in the first ever Robert Trent Jones multi-course match held here at Wiltwyck.
Yeah.
So it was Anglebrook.
That's going to be an annual
tuxedo, and it's a traveling trophy, right?
Yeah.
And they had
come in a case.
Like the Stanley Cup.
White glove.
There's a guy who protects it 24/7, right?
Handcuffed to his wrist.
So what a big honor. There was 12 of us from Wiltwyck that represented the course. They had the course immaculate. They did everything they could to make this place show the real beauty of Robert Trent Jones. But I get to play with the general manager from Englewood, a course down in Long Island.
Nice.
And it just kind of interesting to hear, how this fully private course with this, architect that was famous built the clubhouse, and how the Japanese firm owns the Robert Trent Jones course, and they call him up and they're like, "You're $9 off this month," and he's like, "We brought in like $600,000 in revenue for the month, and I'm off $9," and they're giving him a hard time. But he was a gem.
Long Island.
Exactly. He was a gem. He was such a nice guy. And we got the invite down to Anglebrook. So,
nice.
Yep. But I ended up shooting 76 in that tournament, coming in third, net and gross.
That's awesome.
So our good friend Daryl Jack, your trainer, won the thing in a very John Daly-esque British Open way. So one of our good friends, for HIPAA reasons, for medical release reasons, will remain nameless, but tossed his back out on the driving range.
Oh.
And so, we're 45 minutes before tee off, and a quick text over to Mr. Jack. He flies over from the Dillon, walks on the first tee, and wins the tournament. Yep. So, so I thought that was awesome. But then we got a chance to play in the Finnegan on Friday. The Luke Kaiser.
Not me.
The Luke Kaiser team brought us in and said, hey, we work out with Luke. He owns the team. He goes.
Yeah, because that's like team invite only.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get invited to be able to have a foursome.
Yeah.
And Luke's been doing it for years now.
So it was a big deal, and there was an opening. You had the spot last year.
Yeah. So and it just always depends on which Friday of the week of the month that it falls on.
So it didn't land good for you. It landed great for me. And Luke, I asked Luke in the locker room. He goes, I said, "Are we just out here to have fun? Is this a drinking tournament? Are we trying to win the thing?" And he goes, "We'll have fun."
You guys did all three.
So that was the perfect tournament. Now, for whatever reason out here, 15, 16 under wins these scrambles, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how anybody should. This course does not lend itself to just destroying the ball off the tee and stuff like that.
Well, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that. It was like when you play in a scramble, it almost messes up your game, except this course doesn't do that for you. There's no big advantage. There's no guy put one out in the middle, let's cut the corner, because there's no corners to cut here.
Yep. And so it's all about hitting good irons and about putting. And Mike, I've never had this happen. I had a day of putting like I never had in my life. The hole looked as big as this table.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the only one making putts.
Really?
Everybody in the group made a 25-plus footer.
Oh wow.
Right. I was, and when there's 3 guys that play occasionally, once a week or so.
Yeah.
And so if they're making one, but then they'd miss the hole by 4 feet. Not giving it a line, and then nobody's in on these 6-footers, and I'm knocking the 6-footers in, for birdies. It was unbelievable. We came off the course in 11 under. under, and that was good enough to win the entire thing by
That's
one stroke.
awesome, dude.
They have the cup's been traveling for 48 years with everybody's names of the winning team etched on this trophy, and it's like pewter and it's tarnished with like the proper patina of a legacy tournament. So now the Luke Kaiser team gets to be on there. They did give us our own take-home trophy.
Yeah, I got a video of that.
And the gin and tonic that we were putting in the trophies was working good.
I'm gonna put it into this episode.
How you doing, Mike? We're out here at the Finnegan Classic, just relaxing, having a couple drinks in our brand new Finnegan Classic Winners Cups.
Blue Tees Championship winners.
We won it. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we got drinks in those bad boys.
Woo.
I'll show you I'll show you a different picture Luke sent me later. That's not appropriate for this. But I thought that was spectacular. And then
That was Friday.
And then come back here Saturday and shot 71, 2 under on the back.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what time did you play yesterday? Because you still had to be drunk from the night before.
Dude, I was one step aside myself. I said I was playing with Big H, and I said I feel like I'm like a half a step over here, right? And I couldn't putt, right? No, the putting was awful yesterday. Driver was terrible yesterday. I'm hitting my irons as good as I've ever hit them, right? But I did on the turn, and I never do this. I got a light beer on the turn.
Really?
Yeah, at like
just to kind of
at like 10:30 in the morning to kind of get me back to square. So I shot 37 on the front. I went par, 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 par. Pins on the top of 14, the death pin. Knock it to 6 feet, make the putt for birdie.
Wow.
And a skin. 15, 16, 17. I have a 30-footer. And I'm telling you, I'm not putting well, right?
30-footer for bird.
30-footer for bird. I'm not putting well. I hit this thing, and I putted it off the green. I've hit it easily 10 feet past the cup. It hits the back of the cup, pops up in the air, and drops right in the cup for birdie. But here's the best thing, and this will be it, I promise. No more talking about Adam today, because we got more stuff. But this was really, really, really important. We get up to 18, and I'm 1 under on the day, right? 2 under on the side, and I go. The thought enters my head of, if you make a double here, you'll be 1 over and you'll throw yourself off the Kingston-Rhinecliff Bridge, right? But if you made birdie here,
you're gonna put another thing underneath that. We don't condone suicide.
No. But I'm like, and then it got in my head, if you make a birdie, that ties your lowest score ever. Let's get after this. So I hit a big drive, right? A maximum results fitness drive with a mighty grunt.
Okay.
Piped it down the middle, 143 to the pin. Wind's hurting a little bit, but the pin's way back, right? So 225 carry. I hit an 8-iron.
No, 125 carry.
125 carry to 143 pin.
8-iron into the wind uphill.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Hits the top of the trap and stays on the top of the trap.
Well, it's because you should have hit a 7.
Dude, 155. I really.
Into the wind uphill.
The wind wasn't hurting that bad. It was kind of quartering.
Well, clearly the 8-iron wasn't there.
But easy up and down. Par.
71.
But here's the thing: is we talked about this in the winter episodes. Was we're gonna hit the driver longer. We're gonna hit the irons longer. Instead of typically on number 18, it's driver 5-iron, driver 4-wood.
Yeah.
Trying to make a birdie. There's driver 8-iron.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Driver 8-iron.
And I mean the course is in amazing shape, but we've had some rain this week, so it's not like everything's rolling out. You're not getting these big, huge
August rolls.
Yeah. So that's awesome, dude. Good for you.
Thanks, dude. It's just been a hell of a run, mid-season form, and with.
So I'm getting 10 strokes today.
I guess, right? Might as well. We'll see.
Dude.
But
well, no, you're down to a what now? 2.6.
2.6. Yeah.
I'm down to a 10.5.
There you go.
Yeah.
Half a stroke to go. What did you look? Did you see what score is coming off today?
I don't even know how to look at that.
Oh, we should do that as an episode. I don't have my phone on me.
Okay.
We'll do that next week.
Yeah.
We'll show you how to read the gin.
All right, let's get into what we're really here for, and it's golf etiquette part 2. This is probably going to be a 82-part series.
It could be.
Because listen, we're getting some feedback. And not only are we getting feedback from people who know golf, but people who have no clue and they're scared to even play this game because they feel like they're gonna, piss people off or mess something up or anything like that. So really what we want to talk about is just playing through.
Yep.
Is one of the big issues that slows the course down, makes people nervous, messes people up, or whatever.
And causes unnecessary things like people hitting into people. I had a family member who will remain nameless, used to be a lunatic on the course. If somebody was slow playing in front of him, he'd hit into him, scream and yell.
See, I feel like the people who hit into people have never been hit with a golf ball, so they don't know that's like that'll hurt.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever even tried to, like, if somebody like throw you a ball from like 20 yards, you try to catch it and it hurts your hands? Like, dude, imagine that coming off of a 5-iron to the back of your head.
Yep.
No thanks.
No, it'll murder you.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's the deal. We're gonna kind of get into a lot of things, not today, but like over the course of these episodes is pace of play. What else? Playing through, like, all the things that help the process of getting along, because a lot of people dislike golf because it's slow, it's boring, it's long, it takes all day, that kind of thing. Well, it doesn't have to.
The other thing too is I think the etiquette of golf sometimes gets as confusing to somebody who doesn't know how to play as chess is for me. You're a good chess player.
I'm an okay.
But you understand, I don't know what a bishop does. I don't know what a knight does. Like, I'd have to have like a little instruction manual or somebody showing me. I think for a regular person to step up onto the tee box at a course, they're in kind of the same boat. They know they want to hit the ball, they know they want to get in the hole, but they're not sure of all those other things that happen around.
There's two books you need to read. It's like the rules and then the etiquette. That's like a separate book.
Is there a book on golf course etiquette? There must be.
There should be.
There should be.
We should write one.
Yeah, just the tips on newsstands near you in the fall.
So, I think it all comes down to pace of play, right?
Right.
Which we will do its own episode on. But as you're letting somebody play through, the reason why you're letting somebody play through, there's two reasons. Either you're super slow, or you're a foursome and they're a 3, 2, or a 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it really just depends. And again, Adam said this multiple times about using common sense. It really comes down to, all right, they're waiting on us every shot. Let them play through. If there's room in front of you to let them play through.
Right.
If it's a bunch of foursomes backed up and they're a threesome or a twosome, they're not going to go anywhere. There's really no point. And they should also understand that as well. That's where it comes into, like, hey, say we're on 6, right? Mm-hmm. We're a foursome, we're on 6, and there's a twosome coming up 5 behind us, and we're on the tee, and they're walking up to the green. Like, hey, guys, listen, we'd let you play through, but it's a bunch of foursomes in front of us. Yeah. There's nowhere for you to go.
So unpack a few things there. I mean, you hit on a bunch of stuff real quick, right? So first off, we're talking today, or at least right now, about the perspective of being the team that somebody's pushing up against you. And how do you feel when somebody's pushing up against you?
Oh, dude, it's nerve-wracking, especially like being a caddy for 8 years. It's like it was our job to move the pace of play along.
Wow.
Like, we were rangers out there. Mm-hmm. We're like, all right, guys, come on, we gotta pick it up. We're half a hole behind.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking back. Now I've had to, now that I want to play better, I try not to let it bother me, but I still peek back and I just see, because it is definitely nerve-wracking if you're that kind of person. Yeah. Some people just don't care.
Yeah, they're oblivious.
Those people, I would say, are the problem.
All right. So you're on the green, there's somebody in the fairway, and they've been there, and I can see it, the body language.
Oh, yeah. It's the hand on the hip.
The crossed legs, leaning on the club. Yeah. The freaking, exactly. One of these from the fairway.
Yeah.
Come on. All right.
Here's the deal with that. If you're the group in front, and there's space in front of you.
This is the other big thing.
If there's space in front of you ever, you need to pick up the pace, or you need to let the group behind you play through.
Yep.
And that's what determines it, because if there's a gap in front of you, it's like driving on the throughway. If you're driving in the left lane, Adam, and there's space in front of you and there's a car behind you, you're wrong. Okay? Move over or drive faster.
So it's a really, really good analogy, right? So the thing that comes into play is two things. One is there room in front of your group? If you're waiting on every single shot, right, you're obviously not going to let somebody play through. But sometimes it's a fact of communication, and I think that's a big one. And how do you communicate over long distances, right? You yell back, "Hey, there's no space." Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So sometimes it really is about catching people here and on 2 green and 3 tee box.
Yeah,
right?
where the green and the tees are close to each other.
Yep.
To where you got to just like kind of maybe even just like hold back a little bit and just be like, hey, listen, guys, we'd let you play through, but
there's no place to go.
There's no place to go.
You're a single. It's a Sunday. It's wall-to-wall foursomes. We're waiting on every shot. If we let you play through, you're only going to be now between me and the other group. Right?
Yeah. Because they're not going to let you play through, and now we're waiting.
Exactly.
And then there's like the option of like, hey guys, listen, we're going to hit our tee shots here, and then you guys can go play through.
Yeah.
Right. Like so, like instead of like just everybody just waiting. Hit your tee shots, but then let the guys come off the green and hit their tee shots and then go play.
Right. So let's take the assumption that there is room to play in front of us, right? We're the slower group. There's somebody coming up. We catch them on crossing tee boxes. My move always is to give a big wave and go, hey, do you want to play through? Because the other thing is sometimes just because they're a single or two, behind your foursome doesn't necessarily mean they want to play through. Yep. So now you're feeling unnecessary anxiety, and they're like, no, we're just playing a practice round.
And then everything is so much better.
Yeah.
Nobody's rushing. Everybody's out there to have a good time. Yep. Everybody wants to play golf.
But if you go, hey, do you guys want to play through? If they say yes, then there's a way to do it so pace of play stays up.
Now let's talk about that.
There's also a way that letting people play through that just jams up the entire course, that slows everything down, right? So let's take for an assumption a good place to play through is a par 3. Right? I always think a par 3 is a good place for somebody to play through. So say here like number 4 green, number 3 tee box is a long par 3.
Number 5 tee box.
Number 5 tee box, a long par 3.
4 green, 5 tee box.
Yep. So these, you're on the tee box. These guys are coming quickly up to the green. Give the wave. Hey, do you want to play through? They go, yeah. I'm going to say, I'm going to hit my shot down onto the green and start walking up there. When you guys get up there, go ahead and hit your shot onto the green.
Yep.
So now I'm not just standing there for 5 minutes waiting for them to putt off. Now they hit their ball. I'm waiting another 5 minutes. They go down to the green. They're putting another 5 minutes. I'm standing on the tee box for 15 minutes. The group behind them is now on my back.
Exactly.
Right?
So you really just didn't do anything.
We didn't do anything, but
switch spots.
You could and cause the log jam.
Yeah.
So again, while they're putting, we hit our tee shots. We can even walk halfway up or all the way up off to the sides.
Just think about that. Is thinking like, all right, if we hit our shots and we have a spot to go up over there to the left and hang out there, let them hit their shots.
Yep.
And then you're good to go.
Yep.
And then they finish out, and then you finish out.
Yep. And then by the time you're done putting, they've already teed off. You might have to wait a second for the next shot. But again, the idea was you didn't slow down and they sped up, rather than, like you said, switching spots for them.
The thing is let's go. I don't know who we would be. We would be. Yeah, we'd still be the slow group. If we're the slow group, and you're making the group behind you wait every shot, and the group behind them wait every shot, there's really no harm. Actually, you deserve to have to wait a couple shots.
Yeah.
To let them play through.
Yep.
Because you just held up the course for 5 holes.
Yep.
It's your turn to...
I think that's important too, though. So here you are, right? And for whatever reason, your foursome is log jamming multiple foursomes. So let's say everything's neutral.
That was us on the first day in Orlando.
Oh my God.
First group out, and we got yelled at multiple times.
Yeah. So we're a foursome in carts. There's foursomes behind us in carts, right? We're playing slow. But if we play through, we let the team play through, we're only going to be slow. We honest at that point, guys, we need to play faster.
Yeah.
We need to have a reality check and go, this isn't a play through situation. This is a play faster situation.
We were first group of the day. We were holding the entire course up. All right. It was a skip a hole situation.
So talk about that, though. Like, if I don't play 18 holes, if I was to skip a hole, I wouldn't be able to sleep for a week.
That's your fault, though.
I wouldn't be able to sleep for a week. So what can you do if you're the ones holding up the course?
You have to skip. So let's take, for instance, if we were down at the Ocha course or something like that, you would have to skip a hole, because if you have a bunch of foursomes behind you, there's like you were saying, there's nowhere. If you're still going to hold the course up, there's nobody's leapfrogging you or anything like that. You just got to skip holes,
right?
Or you'd have to play like I think that guy came up to us when we were I think we were on 10.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you have to hustle the entire back nine.
Yeah. So let's talk about what the you were saying as a caddy, you're also a de facto ranger. Ranger etiquette, because the Champions Gate, those guys were really good, and they didn't call themselves rangers. They called themselves pace of play assistant, player assistant, pace of play coordinators or something.
Whatever they needed on their name.
Whatever they needed. But it was the first time, and it wasn't a warning. Hey guys, is everything going well for you today? You guys having fun?
Yeah.
Spectacular. Hey, just as a reminder, pace of play here is down there is like 2 hours and 35 minutes. It's like
they do not mess
they
around.
play so fast in Florida.
So I think there's like this kind of like middle ground of like, hey, this Ranger has been following us the last couple of holes, like, and of course it's gonna make you kind of think about it and have just like the group behind you. But here's the deal, and in all honesty, you deserve it.
Yeah.
You're slow.
Yep.
Play faster. I think there's like the two nice ways, and then there's two nice warnings, and then there's no nice warnings after that.
The one I've never got before was, hey, put the cameras away and play golf.
Yeah. Except the camera wasn't the problem.
The camera
was topping it into the weeds and looking for it for 10 minutes.
Yep. So, all right. So, for the most part, though, we've said.
So let me ask you this. Let's get into a conversation about it. You like the playing through on a par 3?
I like playing through on a par 3.
The way that you described it is the only way to do it on a par 3.
Yeah.
I would like to do that on an easier par 4. Like I wouldn't let somebody play through on number 3 because that's just mean.
Yeah.
Yep. I've had people do that to me, and now I'm rushing my tee shot and I hit one in the woods, and now you can't play fast through.
Yeah.
I would like them to. I would to do them a favor is let them play through like on an easier par 4.
Yeah.
Do the same thing. So say it was like 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you yell to them they're on 4 green, we're on 5. You're like, guys, we'll let you play through on the par 4, right? Get up to 6, hit your tee shots.
Yep.
Because the par 3s, they're waiting the whole time.
Yep.
Right. So you're on the tee box when they're on a tee box.
Yep.
Right. So now they have that whole hole to play without rushing. Now hit your tee shots and walk up there, and then let them hit their tee shots, and they walk up and then play through you, and then you hit.
Yep. So
but I want to do it on a hard hole.
So I got to be honest, okay? And this is just me. This is not etiquette, anything like that.
This is a conversation.
I don't want people playing through me.
Play faster.
No,
Stop standing over the ball forever.
I'm gonna make the putt. I'm gonna make the putt. But here's the thing, right? So there's the twosome behind us, right? They're in a cart. They got a cooler of beer for them. We're playing a 4-person money match on a Saturday morning. I don't even know what these guys are doing out here with twosome. It's ridiculous, right? And then they're pressing up against us, right? So I'll wait until 5, right? A very difficult hole, right? And go, hey, do you guys want to play through? They don't want to play through on number 5. And if they're too chicken to get up on that tee box and hit a good shot in front of us, then they'll say, no, we're good not playing through.
You're part of the problem.
Then I don't think about them for the rest of the day. I don't even
and then
look,
you still play slow.
and then I don't even look over my shoulder the rest of the day.
You're part of the problem. All right, so again, common sense.
Yeah.
Right? That is the main thing here. If you have a twosome behind you, for me, if we're playing a big money match and we're a foursome, there's a twosome behind us, they're on us. And if they're pressing us and they're a twosome, they probably have a hole and a half behind them open.
Yeah.
Play through.
Yeah.
Play through. Like, I will make them play through,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't care what hole it is. I'd be like, guys, go ahead. We're just going to sit here, chill.
Yeah.
I won't even look at them because I don't want them to feel nervous. I would literally play through, and then we can relax after you get through.
I take the camera out. I set up the photo equipment. You have to earn the right to play through me.
No. I would rather them play through. Let me just chill and let them play through,
Yeah.
and then I can relax because there's a hole and a half open
right.
behind them because they're a flying twosome.
So when it's appropriate, and there's times when it's not, where it's appropriate, and then doing it appropriately. Those are the 3 keys.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So when it's appropriate, we talked about if they're on you and there's spots open in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? Where you set a par 3, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
Hit your tee shots, though, guys. Like, don't sit there and wait for them to putt out on the previous green. You stand there. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if they're a twosome and they're putting out quick, or if they're smart, and we'll talk about that next episode if we're the playing through group.
Yeah.
If they're smart and they like I've done that where I'm playing through, I like literally just roll the putt up there, pick it up, and go to the tee. So I'd rather rush my putt on the previous hole than my tee shot on the next hole. But we'll talk about that
next time. We'll talk about what you do as the player that plays through.
So where to play through is that par 3, but hit your tee shots. The group in the slow group hit your tee shots,
or the easy par 4s. I could get behind easy par 4s.
And what was the third?
The third, so it's where to play, when, where, and then how.
And how to do it properly. Yep. So hit your tee shots. No waiting. Don't wait. Because you're already slow, so don't wait a whole nother shot.
So here's the thing though that drives me crazy, and you hear this a lot in amateur, especially weekend golf, is I don't want to be paired up with anybody. I don't want to be paired up, right? I want to play with me, I want to play with my buddy, I want to play by myself. But if you Saturday, Sunday mornings, wall-to-wall tee times, you're out there as a twosome, all you're doing is waiting. Right? You're far better off being paired up. I'll go so far as to say that if I'm playing in a threesome or anytime, by the way, anytime I'm playing, I give the person the option, do you want to play with us?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to play with us?
Yeah.
Right? Because I'd rather play in a full foursome than a threesome or a twosome.
Yeah, because it just goes smoother.
It does. And especially if
I will tell you that any of the courses down in Kiowa or any of the courses down in Myrtle that we played, Florida.
Yeah, they don't care. It's not an option.
Those words coming in your mouth, they're going to laugh at you. They're like, no, we're fully booked today. You're getting paired up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Which is good. Now you're in a foursome, right? And all you got to do is carry your weight, right? Especially with the random. But again, who knows? You might make a best friend, a golfing buddy for forever. Yeah. You might see somebody doing some wild stuff out there.
Dude, and that's the thing too, is like, I think, caddying for as long as I did, you would see a twosome and another twosome paired up, or a threesome and a single. Yeah. Like you'd see it a lot, and then they hit it off, dude.
How do we end up with one of our best podcast episodes?
Dude, yeah,
we got paired up with the famous.
Yeah, man, Tony Carter.
Yeah, man. And again, if it wasn't for teeing up, there'd be a single behind us, two of us in a world of fourses. So like I said, it turned out to be a great relationship. I will say, I know we're ending here, but I caught an etiquette thing the other day. This is
something you did?
No. This is one of my favorite things that I ever saw, and I felt so good because it's a really good example. Playing Saturday morning match, and John DeForest, the longtime pro, former on tour PGA professional. He's now playing the senior tour. He's playing really, really well, and we got a chance to play together on a Saturday morning. But our 16, it's kind of a mixed match. They don't go, oh, you four guys. They kind of draw names. So there was two other guys in the group. One was probably a 15 handicap. The other guy was like a 25 handicap, right? And he's a sweetheart of a guy, the 25 handicap, but he's learning the game. Unbelievable clubs, by the way. Have you seen these PXG irons? They look like something.
I haven't seen them up close.
They look like something out of the future.
Yeah, the cool thing about PXG, man, is they don't come out with a new one every year. They love it. They keep it for like 5 years till they come up with new technology.
He's got the remote cart, full-fitting PXGs. He looks like a golfer, but he's got a 25 handicap. Yeah. He wants to play well. He wants to play the right way. We're on number 10. The pro is putting for a birdie, right? And he's hitting like his fifth shot, right? But he's trying to get this putt situated. So the pro is putting for birdie, and I beat him on the front, right? I
like how you're gonna throw that.
The first time in my life, right? So he's trying to scrape back against me, and this is a big pride match, right? Not a lot of money on it, but a big pride match. And this 25 handicap's kind of wandering around, kind of fixing a ball mark and things like that. And the pro steps off the ball, and he goes, "Hey, just do me a favor, just stand still for a minute so I can make this putt." This guy, he flushed red. He put his eyes down. You ever see the things about body language? He held himself and he put his head down. He just froze like a statue. Yeah. Now, still in John's line, right? And John wasn't doing it to be mean or anything like that.
No.
And so John misses the putt. I make the putt. No big deal, right? That was not the point of the story.
another in there, John.
But coming down the 12th fairway, I catch the 25 handicap on the side, and I put my hand around him. I go, "Hey, listen," I said, "I don't want you to think what happened back there on the 10th green is any reflection on you, and John does not hold that against you," right? And he goes, and he like exhaled. He's like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "I thought this guy hates me." I'm like, he's not thinking about you. You made like a
you're a moving object in his thing. It could have been a deer, it could have been a squirrel,
a car, a cloud. It could have been anything. But again, to him, he committed some kind of a mortal sin that was unforgivable. But I told him, I'm like, "Don't worry about it, dude.
Don't worry about it."
But
remember it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it again.
Yep.
And also, like, I would say for him, him, and you probably should have said this to him. I don't know who you're talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
Is just be like, dude, just don't be in sight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to like pace, go over there, be behind him or on this side, so with the brim of the hat.
Yep. But you can tell, like he wants to play. He's playing slower because he's hitting more shots.
Yeah.
He wants to play well. He's playing with a professional golfer. He's playing with me, which I know is intimidating. But long story short is it was a great example of the kinds of things we've been talking about. But after the round, he came up and he said, "Hey, I just appreciate you letting me off the hook, telling me that I'm not the world's biggest jerk or anything like that." He goes, "Because it was weighing on me."
I will tell you, pace of play though. What helps is just play better.
To play fast golf, just play good golf. Yeah. It's way easier.
No, so. But and I will say the people who don't really know the etiquette rules also aren't as good at golf. Right, so it comes into play more.
Yeah.
Because you're hitting more shots.
Yep.
So just play faster.
That's it. But
to say it meanly is just like, if you suck at golf, just suck fast.
If you're gonna, just to kind of end on this, and we got to thank our sponsors for today's episode. Yeah. But I've always told my wife when she was coming up, I told my kids when they were coming up, nobody cares if you're a bad golfer, so long as you know the rules and so long as you play fast.
Yeah.
Right. So where do you play fast? I played with Seth Vanderbeck. He's back from Florida and Minnesota, and dude, I've never seen somebody walk so fast in my life. I'm at a slow jog trying to keep up and talk with this kid, and again, he takes all the time he wants over his shots. Plays excellent golf.
Play quicker in between your shots and in between your holes. Well, I want to talk about this in a full episode of just the pace of play kind of thing.
Yep.
Of like, dude, how many times have you seen guys like stick the flag in and then they mosey over to their bag and then they mosey over to the next tee? It's like, dude, that was a minute and a half right there.
You know what we call them? Lollygaggers. No room for lollygaggers on the course. All right. But anyway, hey, thanks to Shaft Wraps.
Shaft Wraps,
we had a nice battle the other day. The battle of the Shaft Wrap.
I think I want to do that to my 58. Maybe I'll start using the 58 if I put a Shaft Wrap on it.
Do a different color. I'm telling you, in the heat of battle, when you're scrambling around for clubs, I can always find that yellow Shaft Wrap quick in the bag.
Dude, I really like the feel of it. We talked about that. I don't know if we if I put that up on social, but
you were saying it says it's a more consistent wedge feel on your shaft.
Like the full weight. I think I kind of want to do it to my irons.
Yeah, let's go. We got them. Yeah, cool. And then Sundog.
Sundog, love Sundog.
This podcast will be coming out on Father's Day weekend.
Yep.
Use the code JTT15 to get 15% off your Sundogs. But on Father's Day weekend, use the code FATHER2023 and get 20% off your Sundog sunglasses. Yeah. So just tell them that we told you to say that, so we get our little bird dog there. Yep. Ball hawker. By the way, we need some balls. Todd, ship them. I ended up from a secret source getting a dozen Left Dash Pro Vs.
I know.
I got them. I don't know what to do with them.
Give them to me.
You want them?
No, I don't.
You want half of them?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. From a secret source, but and Monster.
Working on it.
Come on, Callaway. You know what to do. Send us the money. It's not that big of a deal for you guys. Anyway, I'm Adam.
I'm Mike.
Just the tips.
Just the tips.